They said, one way I got myself to easily memorize tough grammar was to use the grammatical concept I'm studying to make inappropriate sentences. Stupid, childish jokes about poop and... For whatever reason, it helped certain concepts stick in my mind better. Welcome back, everyone, and today I will be reviewing of how you guys learn your languages on Reddit. I don't really know what compelled me to choose Reddit to do this. I just thought, hey, I should try to look into different ways that people are learning languages, and I thought Reddit was the optimal choice. We will soon to find out if that's true. I hope there are some good tips in here, as well as some insightful ones too. So without further ado, let's see how you guys shared your language learning tips on Reddit. So for our first one, we have Resi Can't Game. Resi says, talk to yourself, narrate your life in your target language. This is one I can totally get behind. Though it can be kind of hard to stick in your target language in your head 24/7, it is a really efficient way to make sure you're making progress, or at least just keeping the language relevant in your mind. Totally agree with Resi right there. Next we have Le Magician 1, or if you're French. They said, language learning is about finding activities you find engaging and interactive enough to be consistent. It may not be popular, but I found that reading short stories and kids' books, studying trailers, watching TV/YouTube videos, and playing video games in a target language to be more effective for me than grammar exercises or memorizing vocabulary. I've watched Game of Thrones in Spanish, Rick and Morty in French, and South Park in German. Great times all around. This is definitely one of the more underrated ways to learn a language, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people, once I said before, focus a lot of their time in coursework in the early stages of language learning, but you can definitely start watching videos and start playing games and start doing other things that keep you engaged with the language rather than just going through grammar exercises or memorizing vocab. Switch it up a bit. Don't try to just stick to all the coursework, because that will indefinitely burn you out unless you are into that. Next, we have my good friend Able Masterpiece 5461. They said, one weird thing that helped me was picking one home-based topic, like cooking or gaming, and only reading/watching stuff about that in the target language for a week. Your brain stops resetting every time. I think this is a great piece of advice. I mean, I think it definitely is overwhelming when you're first starting to learn a language and you're engaging with TV shows, tutorial videos, grammar videos, or just different topics of everything that you're interested in, because your brain is still somewhat taking the interest from your native language and trying to carry it over to your target language. So good job, Able Masterpiece. I might use that for myself. Now we have Pull This Over. They said, at the intermediate level, conversation practice over a drink or two helps reduce anxiety and makes things flow better. No, this assumes drinking is appropriate for the situation for you, and that you should be aware to not make it a crutch for your language learning. Also, don't start drinking if you don't drink already, nor start drinking more. I mean, I would hope that we don't start becoming alcoholics because we're trying to learn a language, but you know, if it helps reduce the anxiety, I'd say maybe we look into other ways instead of alcohol. Next, we have Proud Student 119. They said, here's a trick. Create a separate YouTube or TikTok account just for the language you are learning. Use it to only watch videos in that language. The algorithm will fill your feed with those videos. It is an easy way to immerse yourself every time you open the app. Once again, I think that is a great recommendation. I've actually already done this with YouTube because, of course, I try to, keep my YouTube channel centered on me learning French, and most of my feed is filled with French creators, French videos, though I have not done that with TikTok. I think with TikTok, I've just kind of blended my English following with my French following, and it's just a mix between the two. But I definitely do think it's easier if you make separate accounts. If you guys haven't done that, I think that is a really strong way to still keep social media in your life, but also engage with the target language that you're learning as well. So good job, Student 119. I'm also proud of you. Then we have Deleted, and I think I know why you got deleted after I read this. They said, one way I got myself to easily memorize tough grammar was to use the grammatical concept I'm studying to make inappropriate sentences. Stupid, childish jokes about poop and... For whatever reason, it helped certain concepts stick in my mind better. I don't think I can incorporate that in the video, so I'm gonna blurb it out, but use your imagination to fill in the blanks, although I don't think you guys will get it. Definitely don't do this. I mean, if it helps you learn the language, it helps you learn the language, but I don't think you would ever be using inappropriate sentences frequently to the point where it would help you memorize grammar better. Who knows, maybe it does. I haven't tried it. Don't try this at home, guys. Don't try this at home. Now we have Accounting Koala 19. I like koalas. They said, get off Reddit and study. Next one. Next, we have a good friend named Bubbly Garlic 8451. They said, argue with people on the internet. That helped me improve my English since I was exposed to people from many places around the world and wanted to get my point across. This would be a really underrated way to learn a language. I feel like if you're passionate about getting your point across and you like to argue, the internet is your muse. Go ahead and raid those TikTok comment sections and make sure you get the last word in. And if need be, make sure you hit the block button before they can reply back. Because one thing that is the worst is when you're arguing and then you misspell a word or you mess up the grammar. That automatically means you lose. So just block them. Next, we have SMT. SMT says, stop being afraid of making mistakes. Stop telling yourself you're just using your AI conversation partner until you get better. You will never stop making mistakes. Accept it and move on. Don't run every sentence through a translator or AI. Don't save everything for when you're with a teacher or tutor so that you can get corrections. Just use the language badly, with mistakes and zero feedback most of the time. The fear of fossilized mistakes is just an excuse to not try. SMT, get a TED Talk, because that was amazing. Well put. I think a lot of people, even me included, try to rely on crutches or handicaps to get through that. And you will not effectively learn a language if you're relying on crutches or handicaps. It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to do it wrong and get criticized for it and learn from it. Criticism isn't bad. It is just clarity, guys. Next, we have Peter. Peter says, reading. It's so underrated, but made the world of difference. It was hard to get into after a while, but it's become really enjoyable too. Peter, I 100% agree with you. And if you have not already, Peter, or anyone who's not Peter, because Peter understands, I made a video on this about reading and the importance of curating a microclimate. So if you have not seen that, I suggest going to watch that video because I suggest where to get some books in your target language and why I think reading is so important rather than learning grammar. So then we have Ghost Wolf 79. They said, read fanfics. They're usually shorter than whole books, while also being easier because you already know a lot of the context. Well, fanfics count as reading, but you know, I'm not gonna give a comment. I'm not a part of the fanfic community, but I've heard about it here and there. Shelly I'm just gonna say Shelly. Shelly, hi Shelly. Shelly said, have a crush on a native speaker. Not even joking. This will motivate the hell out of you. Shelly, I think you are 100% right. There is nothing stronger than limerence, but also nothing more, I guess, dehumanizing than limerence. So take that as you will. If it works, right? So thank you, Shelly. I think some people will adopt that advice. How many of you guys are learning a language because you just have a crush on somebody? Because I know some people are. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. But if that's your reason for learning a language, I just hope if the crush ever fades, you guys stick with it. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. We have Learning Designer. They said the most fun I've ever had learning a language was when I was dating a local while living in another country. I think you and Shelly have a little bit in common. I don't know. I mean, if it's two people, it can't be a coincidence. Okay, next we have Leo Smith 66. I don't know if reading this is going to put me on a list somewhere, but I'm gonna read it. He says, hands down, the Mind Portal. Did it work? Not sure, because the originator disappeared over 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure it killed him, but I have no real proof. I have no idea what the Mind Portal is, guys. Am I getting into some... Okay guys, so the Mind Portal actually isn't anything sketchy. It's just their technique of like learning the language. I thought that was some like CIA type stuff, but no, we're good. I'm not on the list anywhere. Continue the video. Now we have OG Toe. OG Toe says, maybe not the craziest, but my old teacher would make us watch German movies without any subtitle. It did not work because I had no idea what they were saying. Well, I think that you should, I mean, of course, the person didn't have control whether their teacher put on subtitles or not, but I don't think you should take this advice. I think once you turn off subtitles, you should be able to at least comprehend what they're saying, or at least get 80% about what they're saying without the subtitles. So if you're not understanding it, turn back on the subtitles. Next we have I am Gil Gunderson. Hi Gil. Gil says, plan an expensive trip for extra motivation to study before you leave. If I'm interpreting this correctly, they're saying plan an expensive trip of the country of your target language, I want to assume. Or maybe it's just an expensive trip in general, though I don't think that would be as helpful if it wasn't in the same area of your target language. So take that as you will. Now, do I think this is advice that everyone should follow? No. Is this advice that I had followed? Yes. I'll be going to France for 3 months in order to go through an immersion program. So I'll let you guys know how that works out. Thank you, Gil, because now I have a scapegoat to blame this on in case it all goes wrong. Next, we have someone who I'd like to think would be good friends. They're named U Meme U. They said, I often pretend to be a YouTuber / vlogger in my target language, doing room tours and stuff like that. It's kind of embarrassing, but it's a great way to learn how to talk about many different topics. If you want to talk to yourself and be some sort of YouTuber or pop star or any sort of social personality, go ahead. Go ahead. Talk to yourself, do room tours, get crazy with it, and have fun. If you don't romanticize your life, who will? Quickly, who will? Next, we have Nubis Minimus. Nubis Minimus. Did I just cast a spell on me? If I did, hopefully I can learn a language by tomorrow. Cross my fingers. They said, it's just pure effort and pain. There's nothing really magic about the process. I think you can. There really is magic about learning a language. You have to make it enjoyable for you and stay engaged with it. I don't think that language learning is inherently grueling. It is tough. Yes, everything's going to be tough, but it should not be grueling and filled with pure effort and pain. I think maybe you should switch up the way you're learning and try some different approaches. And if you have tried all the approaches, then that could just be a symptom of your interest. I don't know. Though I hope you are still sticking with your language and I hope it's fun for you. Now we have another deleted user here, which I don't think they got banned for saying anything wrong, but maybe it's because they unlocked the secret to language learning. They said, I once ate a cheese that was past its shelf life and suddenly I understood Swiss German. Maybe he's just collecting languages as if they're infinity stones and he is eating certain foods to just magically adopt a language. If that's the case, teach me your ways. Please. Next we have Spring Somnia. Somnia says, I'm learning Italian because my cat loves hearing the language spoken and I want to speak it to him more. We aren't Italian. Somnia, you are a sweet person. Hopefully your cat understands the struggle and the endurance you must be going through to learn a language because it's not easy, and I hope they will appreciate that. Next we have Dharma Dhamma. They said, I'm learning Irish as a fuck you to the Brits. Can I get some context on that? Am I gonna start a war in the comments? I hope not. I don't know what the deal between Irish and the Brits are, if I missed a history lesson there, but they do say revenge is a good motivator. So hey, if that gets you to learn the language, go ahead. Wait, guys, I'm not endorsing hate. Don't learn language in spite to oppress or hate somebody, because I'm not endorsing that. Next we have Carrie KDM saying, I'm learning French for understanding a smut book. Well, that's your business, not mine. That's definitely your business. Hopefully you succeeded in that. Next we have Aardvark Things. They said, I learned my language from my boyfriend, who I met on NSFW Reddit, speaks it. You know, I'd rather you have a reason at all than have none. So good job on you, or for you. Now we have Backwards Watch. Said, I started learning Mandarin because I had a crush on my Chinese roommate. It's cute. We dated for a while and I thought it'd be cool to learn her language and surprise her. She dumped me and I stopped studying. But for some reason the interest stayed and now I'm studying again. That felt like a movie in just 4 sentences. Backwards Watch, I'm sorry to hear that, though I'm glad you are sticking with the language. May she be well, your roommate. Hope she's doing well too. Next we have Call Me Javian. Javian says, I use ay caramba and ay way too much because it sounds funny. And now I'm learning Spanish full time. I also think this is a great way. I mean, if you come into learning your language through comedy or for comedic reasons, go ahead. Next we have Super Dumb Weeb. Super Dumb Weeb says, I started learning Russian because me and my best friend wanted a way to gossip in class without anyone else being able to understand. Sadly, he gave up though and started learning Japanese instead. Oh, I know a language hates to see y'all come in. I think that's the first time I've heard someone learn a language. I mean, no, we had someone who learned it out of spite, but to talk shit though? Hey, I mean, I think that'd also be a really good motivator too to learn a language, though giving up that soon would definitely make me a little bit mad if I learned it for that reason. Hopefully you guys can get back to that sometime soon. Next we have Smaller God, and Smaller God said, I started to learn Romanian because I was really into vampires. I don't know the correlation between Romanian and vampires, but if someone would like to enlighten me, let me know, because point me in that direction. I might have to start learning Romanian now because I too enjoy vampires. Well, just the Vampire Diaries, so Maybe not too much, but hey, it counts, right? So that is all I have for today, guys. And now that we've seen all of that, can we really say that Reddit is the right choice to go for language learning tips? I would say, yeah, I would say Reddit definitely does have some really solid advice. If you guys are curious into finding new ways to learn languages, or you just want advice, or you want help, go to a forum, ask your questions. Maybe someone can give you some insight, or you can find something that will give you insight. And hopefully it wasn't one of these weird ones today that gave you some insight. I mean, some of them were pretty good, but some of them were also kind of questionable. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for the next video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.